far as Daktronics' core values are concerned, we really never set out to establish core values. We didn't have any task force to decide what our core values should be. We just tried to treat people in a manner that we would like to be treated in. First of all, we have to be honest with ourselves. And then we have to be honest with our families. Because if we're dishonest within our family, that's insidious. And we, how would we be honest with anybody else if we're not even honest within our own family? So, we have to be honest to ourselves, we have to be honest within our family, and then that carries on to our fellow workers, our neighbors, our friends, and we need to be honest with them too. If we lie to someone, it makes life so complicated, because now then we have to remember who we lied to, and then there's another lie that follows that, and it just overcomplicates life and doesn't allow us to really be very productive. So I think honesty is the underlying foundation which we can base productivity on. How can we evaluate either a person or a system or a product or a market if we're not honest? We're going to come up with false evaluations. So honesty is just the underlying foundation for building an organization. It allows people to be productive. It allows people to have a peaceful life. And it just is fundamental to having a successful or building a successful organization. When we make our presentation to candidates, we want to make sure that we tell them the way it is. We want to tell them the truth, make sure that they see what life is going to be like, that they have an opportunity to meet some of their future associates, so they get a chance to make a first-hand evaluation. And there's no value in skewing the presentation in any way, either sugarcoating it on the good side or being overcritical on the negative side. There's no value in doing either one. The real value comes out in presenting things the way they are, and if we're not pleased with the way they are, the way we intend to have them as we go forward. Next, I felt that we needed to have a lot of help from others, and in order to get that help, we have to be willing to help others. And so we tried to develop this characteristic of helpfulness, where we would first of all help our customers, because in starting a business, typically the marketing mode is word of mouth, and so one customer has to tell a prospect, hey, go with them, they're a good company to go with. And so we really wanted to make sure that we helped our customers so that we have satisfied customers that would recommend us to others. I always talk about 5 groups of people that we need to serve, and those 5 are, first of all, the customers, and then I kind of put the owners and the employees in the next category. At Daktronics, and many of our employees are also owners, so that's easy to do at Daktronics. And so we have to make sure that we serve them. And then our suppliers. Some people, don't treat their suppliers very well. And in the end, that comes back to haunt them. And we want to make sure that we understand the value that our suppliers bring to our table. And then finally, the community. The community is really essential to us. It's really essential to support our employee base. It's essential to support our physical base and that, for the structure of the company. So those are the 5 groups of people that I feel that a management team has to support, has to serve those groups of people. And how do you serve them? You serve them by helping them. The third characteristic is the importance of being humble. Humble is the opposite of being arrogant. And my experience has been that both individuals and organizations that fail are primarily, I think, fail because they're arrogant. That these are organizations and individuals that have become somewhat successful, and then for whatever reason they take a downturn and they kind of go away. And I think it's because of arrogance primarily. You can't have any one individual that kind of holds themselves up as the star, that they're going to do it and everybody else should just kind of fall in behind. That just doesn't work. That's not, those people are not leaders. They are not able to put productive teams together. And so we tried to always present an approach where we valued humility. I think those three core characteristics, honesty, helpfulness, and humility, are the three characteristics that are really solid building blocks for an organization. I think if you can get these three right, you run a good chance of having a very strong organization that will endure into the future.